I'm Chef Jasper, and today we're in the kitchen preparing a really simple recipe if you get the right ingredients. That's right, it's roasted chicken, soft polenta, and some wild mushrooms. You're gonna absolutely love it. It's very easy, it's a quick meal, so let's get started. First of all, let's get a pan hot, and we'll put a little bit of butter in this pan. That's just the beginning. And then I have, are you ready for this? These beautiful mushrooms. Just look at these. I mean, there's all kinds. This one looks almost like a cauliflower. So we're gonna start slicing these, and it's up to you. Get any blend that you want. They do have a lot of moisture in them. Remember that. Look at this. Are these beautiful little trumpets? Sometimes you only want to slice them. They look so nice. Look at this. And I'm gonna leave them these kind of big. I'll be honest with you. Of course, we have the portobello. We all love portobellos. We know those from the market. Look at this. Like a lion's mane, they call this. Oh my gosh. I may not even cut this. I may just kind of like peel them off. Looks like a lot of mushrooms, but watch what happens. And, oh yes, a baby portobello. We like that a lot. So, we'll just get these now. This one, I don't know. I don't even want to mess with these, but get that pan nice and hot. We'll move this temperature up a little bit. And watch how these all come together. Looks like a lot, like I said, but in the meantime, while these are sauteing, oh, I'll add a little bit of garlic and wine and some fresh herbs, but I have a whole chicken here. I love to shop at the grocery store and pick up these whole roastery chickens. There's so much you can do with these. I mean, and then I break them apart. When I say I break apart, I debone it, take it off the bone, you know, and just look at this. Look at the meat on here. They're so reasonably priced, and there's no work involved. And then we'll just kind of shred it in a nice, you know, like bite-sized pieces. So tender. They're always cooked, just absolutely perfect. You have this, and then in the meantime, we want to start talking a little bit about our polenta. So my chicken is ready. I mean, come on. Is it any easier than this right here? In the meantime, let's talk about polenta. An ancient grain? Well, there were more ancient grains before corn and polenta. The actual term polenta comes from the Latin term pul, P-U-L, which means a grain of some type. And remember, in Italy, we didn't have corn until Columbus discovered America, brought the corn back, just like tomatoes. Yes, tomatoes also. So we use this polenta now. There's several types in the market. I like to use the instant one. It's easy to work with. It's about the only instant thing that I really use in my cooking. So what do we need for that? Let's get some chicken broth. And when this comes to boil, we're going to add the polenta. Now, make sure you're ready, because once this polenta starts boiling, it starts popping. So we got to work quick with this. The mushrooms are just starting to really saute up nice here. And I don't like to overcook my mushrooms. I'll be honest with you. I want to bite into a mushroom, but I want a little flavor. At this point, just to release a little more water, we're going to put some salt in here. And I love a little salt on those mushrooms. The chicken, not so much with the salt. Give this a good stir. And get our onions ready, because once we start working, everything kind of goes pretty quickly here. So I have some green onions. We're going to chop these and put them on top. And you can even saute some of these green onions if you like. It's going to give our dish a lot of flavor, and that's what we're looking for. All right, just set these aside. I hate to waste any of this green onion, so I go all the way to the top. There we go. If I have any little big pieces there, I'll kind of shape this out a little bit here. And we have our garlic. Now, some chefs, some home cooks like to put the garlic in, you know, at the beginning, and you're looking for problems, really you are. So why do I say that? Because I don't want to burn my garlic. I'm looking for the flavor, and nothing's worse than the whole dish changing because of burnt garlic. So I have my garlic. I know I'm kind of almost there at this point. I'm going to add just a little more butter. We're not finishing it with butter, but we need to add a little butter. And we'll add our garlic. I'm going to add some of these onions, I decided. Oh, yeah. And there we have it. So, look at that. And I'm going to add some of my chicken right now. Remember, the chicken is already cooked. It's roasted. You buy it in the grocery store already. So many great recipes you can prepare with this. And you don't want to cut up in chunks. I like this kind of shredded a little bit. Great for presentation also. That's about it. We'll give this a nice stir again. Just kind of warm everything here. You see what I mean? The garlic is not burnt. The onions aren't burnt. They look nice and vibrant. The mushrooms cooking down just enough. I probably could have put more mushrooms in there. And let's set this aside. And now we'll start with our polenta. Our water is boiling, and be prepared, like I said. Once we add this polenta, we need to stir right away and watch out because it starts popping on you. You may have to take it off the stove. And just let it cook down. It takes about 2 or 3 minutes. It'll become thick. You won't think it's working. You'll think you made a mistake or something, but believe me. And I don't like really cooking it on too high of a heat. So never take your eye off this. Ah, there we go. I could kind of see it starting to pop. I add in my heavy cream. Oh yeah, you know it's going to be delicious right now. A little bit of Romano or Parmesan cheese, my Italian thickening agent, we like to say. We'll add some butter to this. 1 cube should do it. Oh, we're not finished yet. And it's all coming together. A delicious, soft polenta. Now, I prepare polenta several ways. I think the polenta, and then I'll actually let it cool and slice it and then fry it. So we have a crispy polenta. But in the old days, especially in the old school way of preparing, we get the polenta and you just put it on a platter and you put a beef ragu on there, you put chicken on there, you put seafood, whatever you want. The polenta was the bulk that's supposed to kind of fill you up. Very, very inexpensive. And just look how it's already starting to thick up. We like that. It's just where I kind of want it right now. We'll finish. And notice I didn't put much salt in here at all. You haven't seen me put salt in here yet. My cheese is pretty salty. There you go. Look at this. This is what we want. I love when stuff works out just perfect. And watch this. You're going to see some little ribbons here in a minute start forming. And at this point, when I talk about ribbons, it starts to get thick. And the cheese all starts coming together. And it starts melting. Oh my. We'll get a platter here because we're going to start preparing to serve this very soon. I said about 3 minutes or so, and we're just about there now. And you could just kind of feel it getting thick, and this is it. This is what we want. It's starting to pop, and you know it's ready when it pops. All right, in the meantime, while that's finishing, we have some fresh thyme, a little cracked pepper. Let's put some of this thyme right in. There it goes. It's popping. Yep. Kind of cheating for a little time here and get some other things done while this polenta is almost ready. I'm kind of not taking my eye off that, I'll tell you that. And that's it. Just what we want. My timing was pretty close. There you go. Very, very soft polenta. We know it's already cooked enough now, so we'll just set it aside and let this finish. In the meantime, while that's finishing, it may pop a little bit, but that's okay. Put this back on our stove here, raise our heat a little bit, finish up with just a little more thyme, not much. I like that flavor, that thyme though in here. This is something, maybe a little marjoram or something like that. It's not gonna hurt. All right, and a little cracked pepper. Just a touch of more salt. Finish with these green onions. And once that pan kind of gets hot enough, you know, we're about 30 seconds away. I'll add some of the wine, but oh yeah, now my polenta has really come together. Soft, creamy. I know it's going to be delicious. We'll splash this pan with a little bit of wine. Along with that butter I added at the end, this will just finish everything together. As that's heating up and you know it's going to finish here in just a few minutes, let's put some of this delicious polenta on a plate. Just like that. I may have to put a little more on there. I like a lot of it on there. Perfect amount of serving there. And of course, this has all come together. You want to cook it down a little more, you can. But I think it's just perfect. I'm not looking for a thick sauce here. I'm looking for flavor. And also, I'm looking kind of like, you know, to put this on top, but we don't want a gravy. And here we go. Just right on top of that polenta. It's going to separate, you know, with that water. That's okay. Because we're going to surround, I say water, it's the wine. But we're going to surround it with some beautiful mushrooms. You have a dish that's easy, delicious. I can't get over these mushrooms. The choice is just fantastic today. And this is something that, you know, you might want to work a little bit with and add some different ingredients to it, whatever you like. But I'm telling you, everyone's going to enjoy it. It's simple and delicious. Soft polenta, some chicken that you just buy at the market, a little bit of thyme, and of course, those mushrooms. It makes for a great platter. Something I would be honored to serve my family. Brought to you by Hen House Markets.